Erik Darling here with Darling Data, and in this video we're going to talk about something exceedingly tricky that you can do. And it has to do with having functions wait for a specific amount of time. We're gonna talk more about this. It's really hard to do a pithy intro here, but we're gonna talk about it. But before we do, we have some things to talk about, like this channel. If you would like to sign up for a membership to this channel for as low as $4 a month, you can do that by clicking the Become a Member link in the video description. If you don't have $4, even for 1 month, perhaps that just cuts into the ramen budget a little too heavily. You can do all sorts of wonderful free things that let me know you care. You can like my videos, you can comment on my videos, and you can subscribe to the channel. I do like seeing all those things. It brings me a very specific type of joy. If you need help with your SQL Server, probably not anything that we're going to be talking about today, but I am a consultant, and I do some things with SQL Server very well. I don't set up availability groups. I don't really sit there and mind your backups. I don't want to talk about capital R replication. But I can tell you if your SQL Server is healthy. I can tell you if your SQL Server is as fast as it could be. The answer is no. And I can do all sorts of other things, like make it faster. I don't know. Some people enjoy that. Some people prefer that. I can even reduce your cloud bills. How about that for a sales pitch? You want to give less money to Microsoft or Amazon? Call me. We can do that together. If you need some high quality, low cost training, you can get all 24 hours of mine for about 150 USD by going to that link up there and then using the discount code Spring Cleaning. There is, of course, a link to automate all of that wonderfulness in the video description as well. Probably at this point, this might be past Data Summit. I don't know, maybe a little bit before, but you can still catch me there November 4th and 5th. If it is past November 4th and 5th, and you didn't go to Seattle to past Data Summit, you missed it. Sorry, can't do anything to help you there. But runner-up prize is if there is a SQL Saturday or Data Saturday or whatever Saturday event near you that is in search of a pre-con speaker, let me know. I will do my best to get pre-conned there. But with all that out of the way, let's talk about what I want to talk about, which is how you can get a function to wait for you. So I realize that the logic in this function is not complete, right? It just says if delay is greater than 0, do this thing. Otherwise, we're going to have sort of whatever in there. We could, of course, fix that with putting 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, dot 0, 0, 0 in there. And then it would only change if delay was greater than 0. Otherwise, we would wait for 0 seconds. Maybe that is enough. Actually, this function is now Turing complete. We've done it. Good job, us. But the problem is that if you try to do this in a Scalar UDF, we'll get an error message. Say the invalid use of a side-affecting operator WAITFOR within a function. That's no good, is it? We seem to have hit a wall here. What can we do? What can the clever and devious mind do? Well, a very clever and devious mind, long before I started thinking about this, actually had an example of what you can do. Smart guy named Alexander Kuznetsov, something. Probably I was pretty close on both of those. Left SQL Server for Postgres around 2013 or 14. Hasn't been heard from since. Just kidding. He's doing his thing. But actually now, maybe now that Pass has a Postgres corner, he'll be back. I would love to give him a very big hug, probably out of nowhere, and terrify him. But anyway. A long time ago, he wrote a blog post about Scalar UDFs, and he actually did the hard work for me, and all I had to do was find a link to the hard work because everything is in the Wayback Machine now. But what you can do in a function is a while loop that for you declare all this stuff, and you set a delay in the function input. And this is just the default. You can change this, of course, when it actually runs. But then you say, while the current date time is less than that thing, you just run this stupid loop thing, and all you're doing is setting a bit to null over and over again. So it's very, very little work. But we can test that out, and we can say, let's just make sure this function is actually in there and created. So sometimes weird things happen. Who knows? Who knows SQL Server? But if we say wait for 3 seconds here, and we keep an eye on the clock that's sort of next to me over here, you'll see that that waited for exactly 3 seconds and then returned our column, right? That's pretty cool. And we can also have that act as input from a select list. So if I say select 1 union all, select 2 union all, select 3, this function will wait for 1 second and then 2 seconds and then 3 seconds. And we can actually test that out by running this. Did I run that? No, I didn't. I just hit R. Good job. Finger was off by 1. But don't worry, this function will run for exactly, 6 seconds, all right, to return those 3 rows. Now, what can you do with something like this? All sorts of interesting, sneaky, outrageous things. But you're gonna have to come to Seattle. You're gonna have to come to Past Data Summit in order to see all of those sneaky, outrageous things in action. So I suggest you buy your plane tickets now, because it's getting kind of late in the day. It's time to boogie. So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope that you will be titillated to the point of travel by what I've discussed here. And you'll be looking forward to seeing just how many awful things you can do with a function like this in SQL Server. Because, trust me, there's a lot. Anyway, thank you for watching.